Hey guys, welcome back to Jake Does Pilates. Today I've got a 10-minute Pilates-inspired stretch sequence for you. We're gonna focus on using Pilates principles to open and mobilize your hips and back. This is a great 10-minute stretch to add on to the end of your workout routine, or this is a great stretch break to take in the middle of your workday, especially if you spend most of your time at a desk. We'll start seated on the mat. Let's get started.
Starting seated with legs out in front of you, approximately hip-width distance apart. Take a moment to roll the shoulders down and back, feeling the shoulder blades fall down the length of the spine, feeling the collarbones resting heavy on your chest. Lean into a forward fold, allowing the hands to climb down the length of the legs, reaching for your feet. Whether you can grab onto your feet, your ankles, your toes, find a grip that's comfortable for you. Deep breath in. As you exhale, gentle bend in the arms encourages the crown of the head down closer to the toes. Breathing into the back of the rib cage to feel the shoulder blades widen and release. Feeling the back of the ribs fill with air as you feel the hips sink into the mat behind you. Rolling up to a seated position, stacking the spine from the bottom to the top. Shoulder blades fall into your back pockets as the fingertips extend forward. Reaching the left arm forward to pull the right arm back, hinge forward towards your right leg. Return to center. Left arm back, right arm forward, extending the right arm outside of your left toes. Inhale to center. Exhale, we open the collarbones by squeezing the shoulder blades together, creating more width in the chest and a deeper hinge of the spine. Feel the fingertips reach apart from one another, pulling the collarbones apart as you reach outside of your foot. Leaning forward, creating that forward fold, keeping the hips heavy in the mat behind you. Taking the left arm across the right foot, grab your ankle. Pull that right arm to the wall behind you, pushing your sternum forward while feeling your shoulder blades fall back. Right arm up and over, create side bend. Reaching towards the right foot and feeling your right hip sink into the mat behind you. Inhale to lift. Exhale, reach further. Inhale up tall, stretching the fingertips from one another. We return to center. Repeating to the other side. Right arm forward, left arm back, finding hold on the outside of the left ankle. Pushing the sternum forward by pulling your shoulder blades down, back, and together. Maintaining that proud chest as you open that left side seam, feeling the ribs fan apart, lengthening down the side seam of the body. Inhale, we lift, sternum forward, shoulders back, collarbones wide. Exhale, fingertips, the weight of the arm guides you over to side stretch. Inhale to center. Dive the arms forward, finding your forward fold and breathing into the back of the rib cage. One final breath, return to seated and reach the arms to the wall in front of you. Chin to chest, slowly lower yourself down onto your back. Arms extended by your sides and shoulder blades are low. Plant the feet to the floor, hip-width distance apart and in parallel. Hugging the mat with your spine. Feeling the weight of your rib cage sink into the floor as you curl your hips up off the mat. Slowly lowering down bone by bone, allow the sits bones to get heavy. Exhale as you tilt the tailbone away from the floor and press the back of your rib cage with your palms deeper into the mat. As the shoulder blades sink into the floor, the hips curl upward and forward, creating length across the front of the thigh, the front of the hip, and the front of the quads. Arms extend to the wall behind you. Feel the fingertips reach back. Extra length down the lumbar spine as you slowly lower down bone by bone. Allow the legs to extend to the wall in front of you and hug the left knee into your chest. Fingertips can interlace as you hug the knee closer to your sternum. Keeping the collarbones open and relaxed, right hand finds the outside of the left knee and pulls it across the midline spine. Left arm extended to the outside wall, keeping that shoulder blade deep against the floor. Hips twisting away in opposition create length down the left side seam of the body. Deep breath in and release. Return to center. Exhale, pull the knee across the spine once again. Feeling twist around the waistline and feeling an opening around the outside of the left hip. As you return to center, both hands walk to the back of the thigh. Chin to chest, nose to knee, extend your left leg into the ceiling, lengthening the back of the hamstrings and pulling your head forward to create stretch across the shoulder blades. Exhale, curl up, deepening the belly button to curl higher, and walk the hands up the back of the leg as close to your ankle as you can. Forward fold. Lift your sternum forward, pull your shoulder blades back. Exhale, dive to that forward fold. Crown of the head reaches to the wall behind you. Exhale, nose to knee. Hold. Deepening the belly button, find more of that stretch in the back of the leg. Find one more lift and slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Right hand comes across to the outside of the left thigh and left arm extends away, taking an IT band stretch. Option to turn up the heat, moving the hand above the knee down the length of the calf. As you encourage the left heel across the length of the spine, focus on feeling the weight of your left hip sink into the mat behind you. Return to center. Exhale, pull the leg across your body, creating opposition between the length of the leg and the hip behind you. One more forward fold before lowering down to flat on your back, and we'll even out to the other side. Pulling your knee into your chest as you settle the hips to the mat behind you. Get heavy. Left hand comes across the body as the right arm extends, finding our first twist. Hips fully roll to the side and return to center. Once more, exhale, encourage the knee across the length of the spine as the right arm gets longer on the floor beside you. Inhale, return to center. One final twist here. One final breath. Inhale, coming back. And both hands walk to the back of the thigh. Lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, the nose to the knee, lengthening and stretching that leg into the ceiling. Exhale, reach through the right toes and walk the hands up to the back of the ankle. Forward fold, nose to knee. Sternum forward, shoulders back, before rounding the spine into forward fold. Exhale, round, deepening the belly button. Find a static hold, deep belly breaths. Slowly lowering down to walk the left hand across to the outside of the thigh. Right arm extends off the mat beside you. Keeping the right hip heavy on the floor, start to encourage the length of the leg to cross the spine. One more time. Hip stays heavy on the floor as the heel reaches in the opposite direction, allowing the stretch to wrap up around the lower hip and the lower back. Inhale, return to center. Both hands climb back around and slowly lower yourself down to the mat. Curl yourself up to seated using whatever mechanism is comfortable for you. We'll turn around to a 4-point kneeling position. Diving into some cat-cows, open the collarbones as you lengthen the spine, widen the shoulder blades as you lift the belly button. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to round. Sink the hips to the heels, press through the heel of the hand, create child's pose. The pressure in the palm pushes your bottom all the way to the bottoms of your feet. Inhale to lift, exhale, sit back, round spine and heavy hips. Reaching with the fingers to extend the tailbone into the floor behind you. Feel that extra length down your center back and across the lower lumbar spine. Inhale to lift. Exhale, round. Sinking into child's pose once again. reaching into length down the center back seam, allowing the weight of the forehead to hang heavy to the floor. Left arm dives under and through for a thread the needle. Feeling width across the upper back and stretch across the shoulders as you let the head rest to the floor. The pressure in the right palm presses the hips back to the bottoms of your feet. The twist over the rib cage wraps around the waistline. Inhale, return to center. Right arm dives through. Using the pressure of the left palm to push your tailbone back to your heels. Shoulder blades widening. Ribs relaxing. Inhale, return to center and lift the hips back to 4-point kneeling. Right knee bends underneath the body. Pressing the hands into the mat by your side, lift your sternum forward to pull your shoulders back. Find pressure in your left toes to lift the left knee and open the front of the left hip flexors. Right foot curls across to a pigeon pose. Weight of the spine drapes forward. And feel the weight of the pelvis sink into the mat. Option to add a little twist here, taking the right arm up and back to the ceiling. Inhale, walk the hands up. Both feet step back, we'll even that out. Left knee forward. Feel the weight of the hips sink and settle into the floor. Finding spinal extension as you lift the sternum forward, opening the collarbones, using pressure in those right toes to stretch the front of the hip. As the left foot comes across, don't worry about finding a perfect 90-degree angle. Just simply pull it across the length of the spine. Again, allow the left arm to open and twist if you're ready to take it there today. Both hands come down, both feet step together, and press the hips to the heels, create child's pose. Walk the hands back to grab onto your feet. As you let the forehead rest heavy on the floor, feel the weight of the shoulder blades fall forward, wrapping around the rib cage. One final breath, and you are done.